in Tallahassee, where Seminole fans are both happy and not so happy to welcome in their arch rival, the Florida Gators. Second time these two teams have played in a calendar week, as we all get set for this coming weekend, which, believe it or not, is the final weekend of the regular season.
The reason that they are pinching so tight is because of how fast Falby is up here at the plate.
Gets to Torres, who has to hurry, and does just that. It is an all-true freshman left side of the infield for Florida, really to accommodate her incredible academic load. Waiting on that one. Taken on the in-between hop nicely by Torres. A very impressive play.
Wallace has the most stolen bases per game in the SEC.
That one went inside.
You already mentioned it, Pam.
Erickson is coming in red hot. 2-2. Gets past Flaherty, and Wallace, who runs really well, gets to third easily. So after the first two were retired on ground. Now a full count with runners on the corners and two away.
And an advancement on the throw back to the pitcher. Royalty did not even mess with Erickson advancing to second, so now two runners in scoring position.
Lineup doing some damage so far, trying to get somebody home, and that'll do it. Walsh gets into left field, and then the throw gets away in the infield. Florida is able to plate two.
Well, this is a simple punch out to the outfield to the steady Kaylee Mudge out there in left field. This is a base hit which extends Reagan Walsh's on-game base streak to 19 games in a row. It's a simple base hit, and Mudge is trying to prevent an advancement at second base. I don't know if she forgot that there was Jocelyn Erickson at second, but she lets the throw sail so high through the middle infield that Erickson's able to trot it home and give Florida the MO for Mudge out there in left.
So two runs in now for Ava Brown, who does some pitching and also playing first base tonight. That's caught in the sun by Kerr, but the damage has been
last week.
Mudge goes after the first pitch. Kistler fighting the sun, looks up, and it's off her glove. Mudge running hard all the way, gets into third, standing up.
Pam, anytime I made an error mistake in the last half inning, and with Mudge at the plate, she's not known for a ton of power, but this ball is brought back into the yard by the right fielder. Katie Kistler brings it back, so not a home run, a triple.
Then on the season. Gets a hold of it and sends it towards the fire trucks. They threw to her, and on a 3-1 pitch, Beecham made them pay.
Well, Pam, you asked, would you throw to Beecham?
No.
The answer is no. Why would you throw to Beecham when you know you've got two bases available? This player right now is en fuego. The ball is jumping off her bat, and Rothrock makes a big mistake down the heart of the plate. Beecham does not let mistakes go by. That one is absolutely demolished. I wonder if we can see Josie Muffley out there on a beautiful curve.
Erickson throws down to complete the strikeout. First out of the inning for Florida State.
Dig in against velocity. You've got to be ready for anything.
2-2 taken the opposite way. Great hit by Torres. Takes the wide turn, but a good throw in by Otis holds her to a one-out single.
And that's just a...
Now she gets a chance to look at a 3-1 pitch with Torres over on first base. Let it go. 2 on now for Edenfield.
300, but this year has figured it out. She's at 404 at the moment.
Still has another year left, but goes down swinging. Second strikeout of the inning for Rothrock.
Well, now
Pops it up. Pawlowski able to camp under it and strand two, but Jaisoni Beecham struck.
Knowing that she's got that potential to just be steady Eddie in the lineup.
Sends it into the air. Kerr flips over in center for the first out of the second inning. They have a great RPI. They're on pace to have the best offensive numbers in Florida history as Pawlowski draws the one out
Here today.
Very subtle hit by pitch. Williams gets down the bunt. Royalty has one play, and it's dropped over there at first base by Ross, so everybody's safe.
These are uncharacteristic errors made by the stalwarts in this Florida State lineup. The leather and put Florida in a position to score again.
The run is on the corners, and that is off the glove of Flaherty. What is going on as the run scores?
This looks a lot like the fifth inning for Florida last week, last Wednesday. Errors, base hits, big bombs. I mean, these are routine outs on typical days for Florida State, but it seems like they're playing a little bit tight, looking towards the next play before securing the one at hand.
Tim Walton going in with the 2024 class. 3 errors for Florida State, and that pitch got away from Dak.
Remember, Katie.
(3-1). Took a little off of it and walked her. Second walk. 3-1. Hits it to Ross, who doesn't throw home. Instead, tags Wallace for the second out, but it allowed Williams to score. Erickson pops it up. Chance for Dak. Grabs it to end the inning. But 2 more come across for Florida. They lead it 4-2.
To tape it up and give her a couple of days of practice to swing. Coach Alameda said, oh, big strikeout to Dak. I thought she took the walk, but it was a late call to get the strikeout. Huge pitch right there to start off the inning.
Sends that into right field. Kistler off the wall. And Ross, who runs like the wind, is going home. Should have stopped at third, but she's still able to slide in.
She is so crazy fast, and now a starter has surpassed her hits, her RBI, and her home run numbers from her last 2 seasons combined. With this ball off the wall, Travis Wilson over there at third thought maybe he had the potential of letting Ross go all the way home, but a heads-up base runner.
A bit to try to get home. 2-0. Mudge sends it into center. This should be, or left center, should be deep enough for Ross to score. Close play after the good throw by Otis, but Ross comes in. Beecham hits it over to Wallace. Low throw, handled nicely by Brown to retire Beecham, but a triple and a sack. Full count pitch to Walsh. Leadoff walk.
Lack of discipline in competitive pitches at the plate.
Ava Brown jumps on the first pitch she sees and sends a solid single into left.
When we talked to Tim Walton, the card I just swung and missed at that pitch.
Kistler behind 1-2 with 2 on and nobody out. Got her again.
That's just dirty. Just dirt to be able to hit the slower velocity.
Went upstairs that time.
And it was upstairs, but it wasn't full velocity, Pam. She is taking stuff off these pitches, spinning the ball.
Now Mia Williams. Chance for Torres to get him out of the inning. Stranding a couple. When we come back, we'll have a chance to chat with Tim Walton, the head coach of the Gators.
#1 recruiting class in the country on the field at the moment.
Kaylee Harding takes a charge into that one and just clears the fence. Harding with the line drive, home run, ties it up.
Kaylee Harding is a player who stepped into the offseason wanting to be more strategic. By doing so in the offseason, she was able to not retool herself, but make her mechanics more sound. This pitch didn't get above 20 feet off the ground. It was a line drive, home run, and no doubter, her 11th bomb of the year. This brings joy everywhere she goes. She's one of those players that you gravitate towards because of the energy that she brings.
Torres, nice play by Wallace.
Last at bat and only has 4 strikeouts on the year.
Ground ball this time to Williams. Good response by the...
Which means Ashton Danley has to hit in Michaela Enfield's spot.
3 ground balls after giving up the home run. Rothrock responds, but Kaylee Harding.
Is that you cannot time it up. But that's a great way to do it, to be able to just push this one right back up the middle. The barrel control of slappers is such a unique art. Has a power hitter from the right over to the right side.
Full count with Falby at first, and that gets over the glove of the shortstop Torres. Falby going to be sent home as the ball got all the way to the wall. Corvionis delivers with another RBI.
Well, Pam, that actually was a mistake out of the pitching circle because of the way that the outfield was shaded. That pitch needed to stay on the outside part of the plate. When you shift that far over in center field, then your pitcher, that means you trust the positioning of that pitch. You trust that she's going to hit her spot. It looked as though Danley allowed that ball to squeak back over too much of the white. The difficult part of the lineup for Florida.
Hit to the right side of the infield to advance the runner. Flaherty had to get it out of her glove quickly for the first out, but Otis now is down at third. Has a single in this game. That one is going to go for a whole lot more. Erickson clears the fence with the first pitch she saw in that at bat.
When it comes to shading in the outfield, it shows that you trust your pitcher's going to hit in. Belvi out there in center is shaded to the right side, which tells the hitter the ball's coming on the inside part of the plate. When I get that kind of information, you better believe I am going to be opening my hips, releasing the barrel, and back to back to back.
There's the changeup.
Yeah, the great equalizer comes out and gets.
They were run ruled last week in Gainesville by the Noles. That skied a mile high by Brown. Mudge camps under it to retire the side, but the damage is done.
Characteristic losses early in the season, but they have come on strong.
Kerr sends it skyward, look out! Kowalewski from third almost ran into Ava Brown, who scored. Coach Alameda's right. Game's really never over. They were down back, sends one into the gap. Not the fleetest of foot, but gets to second as the ball got all the way to the wall. So a one-out double for Dak. Little tapper. Good play by Rothrock. Another full count pitch with Dak at third. Hit hard, but playable for Williams to retire the side and keep Beecham in the on-deck circle. 7-4 Florida. Pardon me, go to Syracuse. This is their final home game of the year. They hope their final home regular season game, as they hope to host regionals.
And the way that her players play, they have taken on that behavior and that attitude too, and they just continue to grind and get better through a season.
This is not going to...
Nevada is now transferred to South Carolina for this season, in her grad season.
That hit Williams to load the bases with nobody out. And here comes the top of the order. 8 of those runs unearned. Flaherty can't get to it. 2 more runs cross the plate. Kistler comes in, Kowalewski comes in.
As a defender, by being so close to the plate, as you take away your ability to move laterally with any kind of distance. So everybody becomes like a corner. All you've got is a step and a dive, and because of that sharp hit ball, it gets to the grass, plates another couple runs.
Otis had an RBI double her last time up. This is already her 4th at bat of the game. 4th plate appearance. Throw down, not in time. Both runners move up.
And Pam, that's my favorite play, and then your defense has to pull in.
Otis down 1-2. Takes it into left field. It's tracked nicely by Mudge, but the tag from Williams comes in to score. Falvey goes over to third.
I mean, without that fake drag steal, you don't score a run in that situation.
Hit on the nose. Grabbed in center by Kerr, who is back there. But that leads to another run with the 2nd straight sacrifice fly for the Gators.
To be able to go at Florida State in this revenge match.
Up in the air, Flaherty grabs it for the final out, but more damage done. A lot of free passes. And
my hips are ready to fire, and I'm ready to throw the barrel, and Beecham is so good at just driving the ball the other way.
This time she's going to try to leg it out and is safe with the throw from Kowalewski across.
Too late at times for a stolen base.
Harding into short right field. Williams dripped it back and caught it just in front of Kistler for the first out. Torres draws the walk. I think they were just being careful with her.
It is smart to be careful with Torres, because now you head into the part of the lineup that does.
Right up the middle. Backhanded beautifully and turned the double play. What a play by Mia Williams to end the inning.
And that's one of those situations where series at the end of the weekend. I mean, both of these teams have big series to finish out.
Beecham skied it a little bit, but Ross was able to step on the bag to retire Walsh. We have you covered in Durham for then. Gets a 1-out single here in the 6th. Her 2nd hit of the night.
When coming into the season, you knew Ava Brown was going to be one of those pivotal players for Florida. She was national Gator. This is very balanced offensive production by both of these teams.
Very similar numbers. Ross goes over to 2nd to get the lead runner for the 2nd out.
That's a risky play over there by Ross.
Kerr going back to the wall and just at the warning track gathers it in to retire the side. Florida strands a runner, but they're up 7 as we go to the bottom of the 6th.
Two of their last 23 games and really making a statement.
5-pitch walk for Edenfield to lead off the 6th. That one is sent skyward and gone. Janai Kerr unloads for the 2-run homer.
Out 2023, and this season has absolutely crushed the ball. She's now hit more home runs than she did last year. That's blast number 9. It was mashed. That ball I think out there in right field, Kistler went to the wall as a form of respect for her pitcher, but in the circle this year, you hope that she can stay strong through the rest of the season.
Lost Dak. Second walk surrendered by Rothrock. So Gels goes over to play first. Ross just beat it out. Needed all that speed and physically as they can. Stung on the ground, backhanded by Williams to get Ross. Okay, second base aficionado. Seen some good stuff from
the home runs are playing out. She's not going oppo very often. She has that kind of power, but if you want to challenge her, you need to stay outside, you need to stay low, and you need to stay off speed.
Over the glove of Erickson. Both runners move up.
Speed and the ability to capitalize on pivotal moments just like that.
How
that is
about this, Jenny?
A mature at bat for sure by Kaylee Harding to be able to draw the walk, load the bases for the powerful freshman.
Torres takes 3 straight walks. Flaherty into right field where it is grabbed by Kistler to end the inning. 3 runs come in, but the Noles leave them loaded. Held on to by Edenfield. Strikeout for the first out of the 7th.
Yeah, you need to give the nod to
The 4th Florida State pitcher tonight is in the circle. Opposite way, off the wall for Falby, who gets the 1-out double. That is her. Long fly ball, hits the top of the wall and goes over. Corby Otis with the 2-run home run that just got out of here.
Corby Otis was the #1 player in the portal versus top 25 teams. And when Coach Walton saw her on campus, he realized that her goals aligned perfectly with what Florida was trying to put together for this season. Otis steps in with the highest batting average on the team, and that her 7th home run of the year, as Florida has now hit 74 home.
Last pitch era has either one of these teams scored in double digits. 2 of those 3s have come. 2 of those 3 games as Flaherty throws out Wallace. 2 of those 3 games have come in the last week. Miscues and certainly taking advantage of it. Now Bueno doesn't make the play.
I feel like every time you put somebody in the ball game off the bench, the ball will all
Came in to play first base in the last inning. He doesn't waste any time. Swinging, long run, there's Mudge. That's Mudge being Mudge right there. As Coach Alameda told us, really worked hard to get back onto the field. Got a nice swing on that. Wallace can't handle it. Nettenfield's aboard.
And it was just such a fluke situation that broke that finger, had to.
Coming on strong. Getting healthy. Advances the runner. And the comebacker handled by Brown for the first out of the inning. Edenfield now. Wallace couldn't handle the backhand. Edenfield's going to stay at third as we await this ruling.
I'll just give it a single because it seems like everything's a hit tonight, but Wallace can make that play too. I was a shortstop that.
Number 9 at this at bat. Sails high. Bases are loaded for Mudge. Right up the middle. Edenfield scores. Everybody else holds up. RBI single for Mudge, and here comes Beecham.
Well, that's the kind of hit that Florida State needs. Luckily, it went foul to be able to keep the at-bat alive. But that right there is typical Mudge. Line drive, find the grass, pass the bat, and give it to the biggest hitter in the lineup. Pretty small strike zone, too.
2-2. Hit. And not handled by Williams. The inning continues. 2 more runs come in for Florida State.
Mishandled ground ball gives Florida State life. I mean, the fans have stuck through this 3-hour game. And Beecham sawed off in this one, but still so powerful to punch a hard ground ball at the second baseman, Williams.
And away from Erickson, and that allows Mudge to get down to third, and Beecham follows down to second.
Fans put up all across the country.
Harding! Are you kidding? Ties the game with the 3-run shot.
Based on your behavior, your attitude, and your attack as you go throughout the game. Kaylee Harding's first at bat tonight was a strikeout. What has she done the rest of the way? She's got 2 jacks and maybe the most pivotal home run of the night that now ties up this ball game at 13 apiece of their careers.
2-2. Torres. Thrown out. Kowalewski. Devin Flaherty just got hit by a pitch, and that gives Edenfield a chance. Pops up. Wallace waits. We're going to the 8th. Florida State coming up with 6 runs in the 7th. The big blast. Missed the fireworks. Ava Brown sends one out, but Mudge was all over it for the first out of the 8th.
I mean, who doesn't love free?
Kistler. Gloved by Ross, who was put back at first base.
I sure hope you're scoring this game at home in pencil.
After being walked. Beecham, 3 up, 3 down. The first time all night that's happened for Florida. Let's go to the bottom. No full count. Wallace had to hurry and got it over in time to retire Kerr for the first out of the 8th. Dak has a couple of hits tonight, goes after the first pitch. Kistler grabs it. Route number 2. Nice running catch. Hadn't either until the top of the 8th. Fisted, caught by Wallace. 1-2-3 inning for Rothrock. We move this into extras. Kaylee Harding with the home run to tie it, and there's a strikeout of the pinch hitter to start the 9th.
When I understand why.
For Gooden. Falby, gone. Kendra Falby, the leadoff hitter, has been ridiculous tonight. The solo home run puts him back on top. That is her 5th hit of the evening.
Let me show you that I deserve to have my name called next week. In a 13-13 ball game in the 9th inning, Falby comes up and absolutely demolishes that pitch to put Florida on top.
Takes it high. With a home run followed by a walk.
Well, Mimi Gooden is typically known for drop, curve.
Break it tonight. Right through the 5-6 hole. And running all the way and getting to third. Good base running by Otis.
Yeah.
Otis is, first hit of the night.
Apologies, Pam. Yeah, Otis has great wheels.
It's including a 2-run home run back in the 4th inning. And there's the stolen base. As Wallace goes down to second.
And now,
See it very often.
no, many coaches do not use it. They actually try to go right at a hitter, but more often than not, it bites them. We've seen people throw to Jocelyn Allo, for crying out loud. And do not swing.
You wouldn't?
No.
She didn't swing. It was inside and forced in a run. Otis, who won. Beecham steps on the bag and then airmails it. Good job by Ross over there at first to get on the bag and end
Here at the end of this game, Florida trying to walk out of here with a win.
Much gloved. Hit right at Karolewski.
They don't call it the hot corner for nothing. Look at the way those cat-like reflexes are going on.
Thrown an error in the 7th. Short center field. Pops in for a 1-out single.
Need to keep Harding from going yard again.
She has a 2-0. Stings it into center. Hunted down, and then the throw over to first, and they got Beecham to double her off and end the game. Heads-up play by Falby, and Florida, in the highest scoring game in the history of this rivalry. First win since 2021. Florida had lost 6 in a row in this rivalry. First win here in 5 years. They also snapped Florida State's 14-game win streak, and they take it 15-13.
Each team with 13 hits on the night, a combined 28 runs. You've seen a ton of offense in this one. It's up to the pitching staff now to be able to tighten things up as they head into their last conference series. Florida trying to finish off against Texas A&M. Florida State going against Syracuse to try to sweep and get the regular season title in the ACC.
What a game it was here in Tallahassee.